Good morning. I'd like to tell a little story for the graduates and members of Trinity this morning. The morning of the first day of my freshman year, I was a complete and utter mess. I was really terrified of moving up to the big school full of people I didn't know, and I had heard rumors, which I found out weren't true later on, but was terrified about this new high school life and what it was all about. I was always anxious of new things, but this morning was especially hard on me. My stomach was in knots and my heart was racing at an unbelievable rate. And I didn't know what to do or who to turn to, so I went to the one place that I knew truth was found, the Bible. And I still remember that morning just praying and saying, God, I'm terrified and I don't know what to do, but I need you to calm me down and I'm begging. So I opened my Bible to a random page, just like I'd done many times before. And times before I found knowledge that it felt like it didn't pertain to the situation, but this time God really had a plan. And what I read, or rather what God showed me, has been my favorite verse since that day. And it comes from Isaiah 35, and it's verses 3-4. And it says, strengthen the feeble hands, steady the knees that give way. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear. Your God will come. He will come with vengeance, he will come with divine retribution, and he will come to save you. In the moment when I read that verse, everything was fine. My heartbeat calmed down, my stomach felt better, and my anxiety began to drift away. I didn't worry about the day ahead because I knew that my God was there. He was there to strengthen me and save me in the event of any trouble. My God had my back. As years went by, God continued to strengthen me. And the awesome thing about God is that he knows exactly what each one of us needs. In that time of my life, I needed support. I needed friends, family, and godly adults to surround me with love and compassion. And through Trinity, that's exactly what God gave me. I can look out today and I see so many faces that he's put in my life that mean so much to me. I see teachers, I see mentors, and I see friends. People who have been there in times of trouble, rejoicing, and the in-between times. And I see role models that God's given me. And getting back to the grads, I have one thing to say, and that's, it's our turn. It's our turn to be the friends and the grown-ups who surround people with compassion and mentor them. Now it's our turn to listen to God's call and act on it. A wise friend and a great mentor of mine once told me, sometimes God puts things in your life that he knows you can go through so that you can mentor someone else down the road. This man also said multiple times, there are people that only you can reach. There are people only you really connect with. And as graduates, I bet we can all agree that we've had our struggles. We've had our triumphs, our down days, and our personal issues, but the great thing is that we've gotten through all of them. And that's what makes each one of us who we are. We may not be the same as the person sitting next to us. I'm sure that we've learned different lessons, had different experiences, and gone through different times. And even though there may not be someone in our lives right now that needs knowledge that God has given us, we never know when God's going to throw us a curveball and use us in his grand plan. And for the adults that aren't in school, I'd be willing to guess that you've had your share of life-shaking experiences too. You've gone through things that others may be about to face, and you have knowledge that could be crucial to those around you. And as I've already learned, a lot of you have started sharing that knowledge already. As we all move on to the new chapters of our lives that God has planned for us, it's our job and duty as his children to be used as his tools and instruments. Sometimes, and as I've learned pretty often, God works through people. He uses children to strengthen hands, and he uses friends to help us when our knees are weak. So to this year's grads and Trinity members, whether you're moving up from kindergarten, heading to the big school, moving to college, venturing to the real world, or staying right where you are, take time to remember what God's done for you, and remember all the people that he put in your life. And keep your mind open to the things that he might be calling you to, or the people he might be leading to. God has great plans for all of us. There are wonderful things in store for each person here. There may be bumps ahead in the future, but God has his hand in our lives, and he knows what's best for us and those we'll come in contact with. And there are hearts that he wants you to tell. Do not be afraid, because your God's on the way, and he's coming to save you.